Hey, what's happening everyone? It's Steve from Drifter Gaming here today, and yeah, I'm gonna hold my hands up and I'm gonna admit a cardinal sin that many people will shoot me for. This is my first time fully playing through Skyrim. I know. It came out in 2011, we're now in 2025. I did originally pick it up on the Xbox 360. I picked it up I want to say it's 2 or 3 days after launch. I tried playing it for whatever reason at the time, the game didn't click with me. So now we're in 2025 and I want to put that right, and I'm really glad that I have. It's an incredible game. It really is an incredible game so far. I've loved every second that I've spent with it so far. I want to say I'm roughly 30 hours into the game. I've done maybe 6 main missions. Predominantly all I've done so far is explore, do dungeons, do side content, and just marvel in the ambience of this world. It's an unbelievable game. It's so good, and I can really understand now and appreciate. I want to say appreciate's a better term. I can appreciate now why everyone is so desperate for Bethesda to bring out Elder Scrolls 6. I really can understand it now. Back at the time, it's probably more ignorance on my part, but I overlooked this game. I overlooked obviously why everyone was enjoying it so much. But I'm playing this game now, I can fully appreciate Elden Ring more. I can fully appreciate Zelda Breath of the Wild more, and multiple games that have been inspired by this. And what I mean by that is when you first set out into the world and you first done the introduction, you basically get let loose and you can go and do what you want. It makes me fully appreciate that first scene in Zelda more when you come out the cave and then you overlook Hyrule, and you can pretty much just go and take on the first boss, sorry, the main boss if you want. You can go and explore whatever part of the world you want. If you look at something in the distance and think, oh, that looks cool, I'm going to go there, you can do it. This is what Skyrim is. Skyrim is something that when you first go into the world, if you want to look in that direction, see a mountain, you think, oh, that mountain looks interesting, I'm going to go and sit, you can go there. If you decide you want to go and beeline the story, you can do it. If you decide, like me, you want to do a completionist run, you can do it. If you want to be a good Dragonborn, you can do it. If you want to be a bad Dragonborn, you can do it. The amount of variety in this game and what this world offers to you is insane. It really is insane to think that this game came out in 2011 on the Xbox 360, on the PS3, and for the amount of depth and the amount of variety that this game offers, it's incredible to think that those systems could run that game. It really is, it's incredible. Now, the graphics aren't outstanding, but the art design is beautiful. The art design's beautiful, the world is beautiful. Now, you'll see me wander around on here. There's nothing, for anyone that's not played it like me for the first time and are thinking of getting into this game, there's nothing here that's going to spoil the story for you. It's just literally me exploring the world and just taking it in. You'll see there's parts in this video where I just sort of stand still, taking the music, taking the world, taking the environment, because that's for me what I love about this game. Now, I'm starting 2025 off, and I was looking for a game that I wanted to really sink my teeth into. I've got a week off from work, and I wanted a game that I can just sort of fully immerse myself into. Now, this game is hitting every single part of what I wanted. It really is. I want to run through some good aspects of the game, a couple of negative ones, and just yeah, like I say, it's just an initial first impression video after say 30 hours into the game. So I feel after 30 hours into the game that I'm sort of well versed in the game itself, and I can offer a good opinion on it. Now, to start off with, the one thing that really did sort of amaze me is just a little attention to detail. Now, when I went to Whiterun, I managed to buy my first home for 5,000 gold coins. I didn't use the glitch. I know there's a glitch where you can basically get it for free. I wanted to do an honest playthrough my first time, so I've not done that. But when I bought my first home, I done it up, obviously as you do. They get the different parts of the building sorted, like your bedroom, your alchemy, all sorts of different things. Now, the thing that I thought was brilliant was there was a bookcase, and I thought nothing more of it. Alright, cool, it's a bookcase. So I clicked, obviously it gives you a button prompt to click to activate it. You can actually store books on it. Now, for anyone that's unfamiliar, when you're walking around the world, you're doing various missions or you're just exploring dungeons, you can pick up books. You can pick up different books from the world itself. Some will give you stat boosts, some won't. For the ones that don't, what you can do is you can store them in this bookshelf. Now, that little attention to detail is insane. It really is insane. For a game that came out in 2011, it's not something I would have ever thought of doing. I'll be brutally honest, I would never have thought in a fantasy RPG that what I would really enjoy doing is putting books into a bookshelf. Like, it's crazy, that level of attention to detail for me. And I know Bethesda get a lot of heat. I know people didn't enjoy Starfield. I did. Personally, I love Starfield. Didn't really enjoy Shattered Space too much. I did think that was a bit dull, to be fair. But I enjoyed the base game Starfield. Now, for somebody that did enjoy it, I really do appreciate Bethesda. I appreciate the level of attention to detail they put into their games, the thought process in their games. I love it. I really do. And this just adds to it. Like I say, for a game in 2011, not a second thought would I have given to, well, actually, there's a bookshelf there I can put in books. I would never have thought I could do that. The fact that you can do that is just, it adds to the immersion. Like I've touched on, the music in this game is so good. It is so good. It immerses you into the environment, immerses you into the world. It basically, it gives you that feeling that, yeah, I'm in a fantasy RPG here. And it's really is. I've played a lot of games where the music's been in them that's not been great. Likewise, I played some games where the music's been fantastic. Obviously, the first one that will come to mind is Grand Theft Auto. But this really does set itself apart from a lot of other games. It's incredible. The one thing I really did want to touch on is the variety in the missions of how you can approach them. Now, one of the missions I've just done here, again, I'm not going to name it. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. So some of you that have played it, obviously you understand where I'm coming from. Farmore Embassy is a section of a mission that you need to sort of infiltrate to get in there to find out some information. Now, the way that you can explore that mission is you can do it for a multitude of ways. One of them being you can stealth it. Now, that really did sort of impress me in the sense that with a game like this, you would just assume that everything's just sort of bash your way through here or use spells to just go and destroy everybody. But the fact that you could literally go into this area, you could hide in basically the shadows to get the information that you needed to get, to then basically sort of sneak your way out. The way that you can do it, it's so well thought out, and it is so impressive that it's something that I would never have assumed that you could do with this game. But again, it adds to the immersion of this is a game that you can play however you want to play it. You decide how you want to play it. You choose how you want to play it. It's you, basically. You pick and choose what you want to do. Like I say, if you want to be a bad guy in this game, you can be a bad guy. If you want to be a good guy in this game, you can be a good guy. If you want to be a bit of a mixture, you can be a bit of a mixture. And this just proves that point that you're doing a mission that, let's be honest, most people will go in there, they will destroy everyone in sight. That shows, you know what, I actually fancy going in there and stealthing my way through the section. Backstabbing people. I'm starting to try and do a bit of a stealth archer sort of playthrough, and that's how I'm trying to play it. The fact that you can do that is impressive. It really is impressive. The one thing as well that I did love, I've touched on how this game's inspired other games. I'm loving the fact that I'm walking around, I'm just strolling through various forests, various sort of areas, and I can hear the wind and I can see the water. And the first thing this makes me think of, Fallout 3, Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. The wind noise, the water reflections. I know Bethesda use the same engine, so to a lot of people will just look at this and go, why is that impressive to you? Why do you care? But it's just the fact that being able to play a game that's inspired so many other games, and also Fallout 3 would have inspired this game with regards to the water effects, with the noise of the wind, things like that. I love that because it makes me remember good times playing other games. It makes me also want to play other games. It's just a good touch. It's just a nice touch that they have, and it's basically the knowing of the freedom that you've got in this game, that you can go wherever you want to go, you can do whatever you want to do. Like I touched on earlier, if you want to go and look into the distance and think, actually, you know what, I want to wander over there, I can do that. Great. If, oh, there's a castle there, I'm going to try and get into it, or there's like a little fort, I'm going to try and get into that. You can do that, and it's so much freedom, and it's so much fun being able to do that. The upgrade system as well is something I've been having a lot of fun with. I found it to be quite deep. with a variety of different options that you can sort of tailor towards what your play style is going to be. Like I say, I've been doing sort of a stealth archer playthrough as we speak, so it's been good being able to sort of tweak my play style with that. And yeah, it's just like I say, I don't want to keep touching on the same thing, but I've been amazed with this game. I really have been amazed with this game, and I'm annoyed with myself at the same time that I've slept on this game for so long, because I'm having such a blast with this game. I'm having such a blast, and there are a couple of negatives I'll touch on just now from what I'm experiencing so far with the game. The only, and again, I think this is something that a lot of people have touched on before with issues with the game, is that the combat does feel janky. Like when you're fighting enemies or you're going through different areas, the combat does feel very janky. It doesn't feel satisfying, I would say. When you're hitting an enemy or you're taking an enemy out, it doesn't feel very satisfying with that respect. That's probably the only part of the game I'm not enjoying so far. Is it doesn't matter what I'm doing, if I'm stealthing somebody, if I'm going sort of toe to toe with somebody, if I'm trying to use a bit of magic on somebody, I don't feel any sort of satisfaction out of doing that. No, I've just recently played through Indiana Jones, and for me, the best part of that game was the combat. When you're having a fist fight with someone, every punch you're landing, you can see the level of detail on their face. You can feel, it actually feels like you're throwing that punch. Whereas, like I say, with this game, it doesn't really feel that great for the combat. But maybe the further into the game that I get, I'll enjoy it more. Like I say, with regards to the combat, there was an area of the game that I was going through, and I was fighting this guy. Now, what I was doing, I was sort of hitting him, moving backwards, hitting him, moving backwards. Now, what annoyed me was the fact that I'm fighting him on a staircase, so I'm sort of going down. I'm using my shout to sort of stagger him. I'm hitting him, and then I'm moving back. And when I'm saying I'm moving him back, he's on, say, the bottom stair. I'm moving back right up towards the top of the stairs. Now, this is a big staircase. Now, all he had to do was basically do like a whirlwind with his sword, and then do like sort of a hitting animation, and he was making full contact. But it wouldn't have been possible to make contact, because I wasn't there. I wasn't there for him to hit. And that happened repetitively. I did try closing the game and opening it back up because I thought, well, maybe it's just a bug, and it wasn't. And again, that just sort of ties into the issue with the combat that I'm finding, is it feels very janky. It doesn't feel very responsive, and it doesn't feel very satisfying. Again, maybe it's something that improves later on in the game. I don't know yet. I do plan on doing a full review, so maybe that's something I can touch on then. And then the last thing for the negatives that I found is obviously your typical Bethesda sort of bugs and glitches that you get with these games. Now, when I'm wandering around areas, there's sometimes when I'm talking to characters and they'll just sort of disappear and they'll vanish off screen. When I've been fighting characters, I've hit one of them and they've literally done like a spinning animation, gone right up into the sky and then just vanished. And then you have usual other sort of stuff with floating parts of the environment. But again, it's typical Bethesda sort of glitches that we've all sort of come to know and love, and just get used to. It's stuff that doesn't really bother me, but again, I thought in the interest of fairness, rather than just sort of coming here doing a love letter to Bethesda for Skyrim, I wanted to just be honest and just say, well, these are the issues that I'm having with it. But again, I've put in nearly 30 hours of this game, and that's the only 3 things that I can find. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I say, the combat is frustrating. It is a bit irritating at times, but for the immersion, the level of immersion I'm getting in this game, and I mean, just looking around the screen right now, and you're seeing the environments, you're seeing everything that you can explore, it's not something I'm gonna get too sort of upset over, because I'm having that good a time with the game. And yeah, like I say, this is just a first impressions video that I wanted to make on this game. I do plan on doing a full review. I'm going to try and get through the bulk of this game over the next week. Like I said, I'm about 30 hours into the game. For the main story, I'm probably, I want to say, a quarter to halfway through it. I've not really been putting too much time into the main story, because every time I do, there's something that catches my eye. So say if I'm going from here to that mountain over there, and that's where the point is that I need to get to, there'll be about 50 different things that I'll see on the way there that I'll go and interact with, or I'll go and fight, or I'll go and explore. And I think that's the best thing I can say about Skyrim, is the level of exploration, the reward in exploration as well, of you go and explore a dungeon, and you'll find a multitude of different things that you can take into your main playthrough, and that's the best thing that I'm finding about Skyrim. And yeah, I just wanted to wax lyrical on this game, I really did. And if you happen to come across my video, I hope that you can take, if you've never played Skyrim before, or if you have played Skyrim before, I hope there's something you can take out of it that, one, makes you appreciate this game and makes you think, actually, you know what, I'm going to go and give it a go myself for the first time. Or I hope it makes you think back to when you played through Skyrim for the first time and makes you re-immerse yourself in it for a couple of minutes. Because I do find that with games, if you've not played them for a long time and you stumble across somebody else's video when they're playing it for the first time, their level of excitement sometimes can make you think, yeah, I remember playing that for the first time. And the only thing I can say, honestly, is I'm gutted I never played through this for the first time back in 2011. I really am gutted. At that point in my life, I was sort of going to football on the weekend. I was doing a high pressure job, and I didn't really have a time to sink in 100 hours into an RPG. When I came home from work, I would just want to play sort of like an easy chill game, like a FIFA or a Grand Theft Auto, a Call of Duty. Whereas now I've still got a high pressure job, but my living environment's a lot better. And I can come home from work and I can fully immerse myself into a game, and it'll take me out. Seeing any sort of bad things that have happened during that day at work, any frustrations, you can literally come home, forget it, and dive into a game. And that's what I love about this. I really do. Is if I was at work this week, I could have a really bad day at work, and yet I can come home here and I can completely forget that day at work, and I can just immerse myself into this game. Because yeah, what Bethesda have created here. The only thing I will say is, I really do not envy Todd Howard or anyone at Bethesda that needs to sort of go and top this when Elder Scrolls 6 launches. Now, I don't know when Elder Scrolls 6 launches. I know there's rumours that the next gen Xbox is meant to come out next year, or maybe 2027 at the latest. I don't know if that's maybe something they're going to surprise everybody with and do that as a launch title, or if it's going to probably be more towards 2028, 2030. But yeah, I don't envy them one bit having to sort of try and top this game, because what they've created here, it's something that's really is a remarkable game. It's something that I think if you was to play this in 30 or 40 years time, you would still fall in love with it. And I don't think there's many, if any, games that have been able to recreate that magic that Skyrim is. I really don't. And like I said, there's been so many games that have been inspired. Now, Elden Rings was my game of the year when it came out. The DLC that came out last year, I spent hours and hours exploring that. We all know what that last boss fight was like. I was no different to anybody else. Zelda Breath of the Wild was an unbelievable experience. Tears of the Kingdom, I actually do need to go back and beat. I've still not beat that yet. I do plan on having that beat before the Switch 2 comes out. But these sort of games that were incredible in their own right, you can see exactly how they've been inspired by Skyrim. And I think that's one of the best things as well, is Skyrim has inspired so many games, top tier games since, and I think that's credit to itself. But anyways, guys, I don't want to keep rambling on too much longer. I do plan on doing a full review once I finally beat the game. I've got another couple of games this week I would like to play through as well, just making the most of my time off, and I'm building up my channel as well. Yeah, I'm still new to this, so if there's any feedback you guys can give me, any positive, any negative, please be kind and below. Don't shoot me for not playing this game fully until now. I know we're in 2025, so but I'm just grateful to be able to play through this game, and I'm having a great time. And yeah, I hope you all have a great time. Have a great day, rest of your day, guys. While I'm stuttering away there, apologies. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, like I say, if there's any good constructive feedback, please offer it to me. I'm open. I'm trying to make this the best channel that I can make it. If there's anything I can do to make it better for you guys, then please let me know. Other than that, take care, and until the next time. Cheers, guys.